Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome along to the first Sofamanager Scottish football podcast of 2018. Hooray!
Yay!
Hooray! So, following on from our best of Sofamanager Scottish football podcast last week, which you haven't checked out yet, I would go and look at that now, please. I put hours and hours and days of work into it, and fantastic wee product there. So, if you haven't listened to that, go and check that out up on our YouTube page or our Mixcloud page. Anyway, to 2018. On this week's podcast, we have all our usual features, so we'll be talking news and the bounty placed on St Mirren player's head, and also rolling our eyes at some event at East End Park. We'll be discussing that, of course. Also, transfer news. It's that time of year in January, and since it's January as well, we've also got our break for the Scottish Premiership, so we'll be looking whether teams are staying at home or going away. Home or away, we might entitle that.
Home and away.
Oh dear, I haven't watched that in years. Channel 5's Prodigy now, I think. And we'll focus on the lower leagues with no Premiership matches. So, one of us went to the Falkirk game this weekend and one of us went to the Stirling game. So we'll discuss who made the right decision there. And also stay tuned for a new wee feature at the end. As yet untitled, but come back to us in 50 minutes and we might have a title for it.
Maybe.
So, alongside myself this evening, Paul, it is Lorraine Kelly's strip dancer. It is John Brown. Hello.
Hello.
Lorraine Kelly's lap dancer would have been better. More alliteration.
I don't get up in the morning, so.
So you're busy this weekend at the Falkirk game, weren't you, John?
I was, aye. Got out of my sick bed and went along.
Tweeting all the way as to how dismal it would have been. Not quite the case as it turns out. So be sure to check out the Sofamanager Twitter page. We actually have received shout-outs.
We were on off the ball.
We were on off the ball. You might notice that tonight's structure looks a little bit the same. So,
there's no copyright infringement.
Of course, no copyright infringement. So let's get on with the most ill-informed Scottish football podcast.
Cheers, Tom.
Right, so first things first, bit of news this week. St Mirren fullback Steli Ostromitshu was hit in the head by a bounty bar and proceeded to have some in the Renfrewshire derby against Greenock Morton.
There are no nutritionists in.
Well, is this not performance enhancing halfway through the game?
Absolutely, that's a carb boost. What's going on?
I know, a bit dodgy. I think you could see it as who knows what was in that bounty bar.
Oh, it could be anything. It could be steroids, could be.
Exactly. Steroid Dimitri, as I believe he's
yes.
known locally. But takes a wee bite, chucks it back at Greenock Morton. But who's eating a bounty bar at a football match?
Well, that's what I want to know. It's Twixies all the way.
Well, Morton clearly not doing a good job at patting down the people as they come in and
no.
not controlling the quality of.
Was this? It wouldn't have been a pie he was thrown, that's for sure.
Well, that would have been better.
I would have appreciated it more.
For some, so that was very entertaining. Also, in light of, I think, Dundee United fans and St Mirren fans chucking snowballs at each other.
Yes,
in the preceding fixture.
That was the Friday night on TV.
Why was it on TV?
Contractual obligations.
I was baffled. I was scrolling through, as I usually do, unlike Virgin. Right, where's BBC Alba? Where's BBC Alba? I couldn't find it. Get to BBC Alba. Oh, it's no on BBC Alba. Let's go to Sky Sports. It's on BT Sport. Why on earth are they showing a championship game?
Good question. They're showing more as well.
Are they?
Yeah.
No.
They're at East End Park for their game against Dundee United. If I remember right.
Dunfermline.
Yeah.
Yuck. You actually watched the full 90.
I watched the full 90.
Live tweeting on @Sofamanager.
I was a little bit drunk.
I think you needed to be. That was dismal. Absolutely dismal.
Pretty dreadful, but Louis Morgan looked the class act he's built to be, so for that it was good.
Of course, we'll talk about him a little bit later going to Celtic, but I guess still speaking of East End Park. Falkirk, the big derby, which I was slated for on Instagram by Rangers fans for calling it a big derby.
What would they know?
Get out your bubble. There's
it's not a derby.
There's other matches going on.
As in your game against Aberdeen isn't a derby either.
Exactly. Everyone.
Get a crap.
Oh, exactly.
Leave us be.
So, lots and lots of bother for the Falkirk fans who
and Dunfermline fans. Let's not be unbiased about all this.
Yes. I think the main attention, again, covering mainstream media, it must have been a slow news week.
I wonder why.
Chucking on some eyeballs onto the pitch to insult Dean Shields. And what has been called a disability, but I don't know. It's
a disability, but The guy's had it all his life, and it's just been a step too far. I don't think you can argue against it. I was mercifully at my work, so I missed the game.
Oh no!
I didn't feel that way at 5-3 in the morning.
No,
but I did it 10 past. It's criminal. It really is. The bit I'd want to know is why the post never moved in there and then.
Exactly.
Because apparently these guys must be pretty close to the park to begin with, where they were in the stands. Numerous stewards watching the incident, so you knew where they were.
Yeah, they do probably know who they are.
Yeah, and the CCTV obviously focuses in on that. The police could have lifted them there and then.
Yeah.
And this would have never happened in the same proportion it is. It would have been obviously denounced in the press and all this kind of stuff, but it would have been nipped in the bud.
Yes.
And there is just a catalogue of failures and about all of this. Right from, what was it, the first game, in fact it was the game last season, remember Hippolyte's dive?
Yes.
That's where it all started escalating, in my opinion. That was dealt disproportionately. Should never have got the ban. The incident had happened and all this kind of stuff, and it was because of video assistance.
Right.
It was brought back in, and it's a grey area.
Yes.
What happened, you accept it. Then it all kind of boils over into the next game. Is it Falkirk, two players sent off at Easton Park?
Oh, the first game of the season, or one of the earlier games?
One of the really early games. Sibs got sent off, and Lee Miller got sent off for elbowing Nat Wedderburn.
Yes.
Which was the most blatant elbow I've ever seen.
That Wedderburn's a huge bloke.
I know, why would you do it? I don't understand. But it all just kind of snowballed over and over. And then you get to the first kind of incident with Shields, with O'Hara and McKee. O'Hara got his ban. The Falkirk statement was quite weak and ambiguous.
Yes.
The Joe McKee one was even worse because he didn't insult Joe McKee about his eye. He insulted him about his dad. Now, you should be getting a 4-match ban for insulting his dad. You should be getting a medal for that.
What, Kenny Shields?
Yes. The man's a buffoon.
He couldn't sit down one Kilmarnock game because he had hemorrhoids, I remember. So he had to stand.
Don't be slating him for that.
They sent him to the stand, but he couldn't actually sit in the stand because it was too painful. So that was,
Get him a donut.
That was back in the Killy days.
After all spiraled from there, and it's just a sorry state now. It's had its peak. It's not going to get much worse than what it is.
I'm telling you right now, these players say worse things to each other on that park.
Of course they do. It's the action of a minority of Falkirk fans and a Dunfermline fan for racial abuse.
Well, there has been back and forth, and it's maybe beginning to get a bit out of hand, and it is a minority of supporters, but there was a lot of eyeballs thrown on that pitch.
I mean, come on, that's a bad incident, but there's been no coverage of the racial incident. It's been completely ignored.
It depends on what's a slow news week and what's not, isn't it?
Who played for Rangers and who didn't?
Well, that too. That too. That was how he ever played for Rangers, I don't know. But it was an unusual event as well at the West Ham game with Jake Livermore this week as well.
He got abuse as well. Was that racial or was it?
Well, no, I think it was about...
Oh no! That was even worse.
That was his unborn child in 2014.
That was a stillborn death.
What fan is carrying that information around with him?
Yeah,
that's same thing to Kevin O'Hara and to well, not Joe McKee because we all know about Kenny Shields.
Yes.
But how did he know that? How is that what clocked in your head? You must.
Well, why would that be the first thing that would come to your mind to insult the guy? That's premeditated, in my opinion.
Do you think they have a rap sheet before the game as to the weak points?
Well, the all target. This is from a Falkirk perspective. The all target Aaron Muirhead, right? Because he is an absolute nut job. And if you 2-foot him, he will react and he will get himself sent off. You know that going into the game.
Yeah.
And I think every team's got that element.
So
Darry McKinnon, if you wind up Darry McKinnon off, he'll get himself sent off to game as well. Hamilton.
So if you get
Scott Brown,
if you hire like a wee mean girl to go around getting the goss from other players,
yes,
and like to specifically target, his ex has been with, Ryan Giggs, lots of information, John Terry, aye, lots of information there, cheeky wee handshake. So I know, very sad to see, and hopefully both clubs will move beyond this, and we'll all move beyond this.
It's a couple of months till we play them again, so it should all calm down.
It is ridiculous. They're going to end up playing this derby 6 times this season. At this rate,
probably,
which is a blooming joke as far as asked me. So, anyway, we'll cover the more positive Falkirk news a bit later on. So stay tuned for that. Also, some transfer news on the go. Rangers a couple of signings in. Jamie Murphy being the first one in on loan initially.
Is it
to be made permanent in the summer?
£1 million. £1
million is all right.
Apparently, it's up front as well.
Is it?
Yep. That was one of the kind of demands.
Yeah, where'd they find the £1 million just lying about?
You can find £1 million for that, but no 11 million for his share issue.
Well. I think the main thing about this signing, though, is it's a fan that they've signed. You know, he was a fan, long time
Yeah,
ago.
a little bit.
And they've not necessarily attracted a player to the club, I would say. But
I think
in the same light as Dorrans, this is someone who's wanted to play there.
Yes, and that's probably what they're needing at the moment.
It is.
They're needing guys who have got a bit of quality and, know what it's like to play for the jersey. When you're signing Pena and Herrera and these guys haven't a clue.
It looks like Pena's going to follow his Portuguese pal back to Mexico.
Aye.
Was it Cruz Azul or something like that?
No, it wasn't Cruz Azul. I think it's Club America. No, it's not. It's Chivas.
Chivas.
I think it's Chivas.
So, but I do think it highlights the issue of Rangers trying to attract good players. I know that they're interested in Jordan Jones at the moment, who's also been touted by Norwich, and it seems like Norwich will be the stronger.
Is that more transfer news?
yeah, we're on the button here. Jordan Jones wants to go to Norwich.
Listening live.
That's a personal text. We're buddies, me and Jordan.
Aye.
I got his number for Kenny Shields earlier. But it looks like he's more likely to go to Norwich than he would to Rangers. So aye.
I mean, if there's movement going out to Norwich as well, what this about Stephen A. Smith going back to Kilmarnock?
Aye, well, initially it was Stephen A. Smith back to Rangers, and we've also got Russell Martin out in Norwich as well.
Yep.
Looking at going back.
Did Whittaker come from Norwich back up to Hibs? Or was he an intermediary?
I think he might have come from Norwich. Brighton, if we're wrong about that.
Maybe wrong. I think I'm wrong, but
no, you're right. There's a lot of movement, and they drew 0-0 with Chelsea.
Yeah, well, getting rid of the crap and
right. So anyone Scottish
out the door. See, he's on Stephen A. Smith's on 50 grand a week apparently.
Is he?
And then he's going to go to Kilmarnock for what, 1,500, 2,000 a week?
Yeah, but that's what you've got to do, because no one's going to pay him 50 grand anymore. Nobody.
No, but that's a hell of a drop.
I would be surprised that again, like he wouldn't go back to Rangers or something like that. But I don't know how popular he is there because of the way things ended.
I think there's one or two like that.
Kilmarnock would be a funny one, but it seems to be a bit of a safe harbour for old legends at the moment.
They're on a wee bit of an up at the moment. Don't know how long it'll last. It's just
until
a bubble.
Steve Clark gets pinched.
Yep, I mean that's
someone else.
I mean, how old's Boyd? How old's Lee Irwin? Well, Lee Irwin's not that old, but
no, Lee Irwin's not that bad. I mean, there's a solid young team there.
Oh, I'm thinking you've got
I'm
real.
not talking about the casuals,
Hey.
by the way.
A lot of talent now.
Yeah. But they described them on the radio at the weekend as sleeping giants of Scottish football.
I heard this
the
too.
support base they have, and I was like,
It's a stretch.
we went to that playoff final. There weren't that many people there.
Nah.
So is that? Oh, many apologies to our listeners for all my notifications. It was Kenny Shields now again. Oh no, Dean Shields. Sorry. Who knows? But I also Rangers this week signing Sean Goss from Queen's Park Rangers. You know anything about him?
Nope, nothing at all.
He's one of these. He played with Manchester United very, very briefly.
Oh, he's another Michael Stewart.
Yes.
Ah.
He's made kind of very, very few appearances, and it's interesting because there's quite a few of these, kind of big team rejects floating about football.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any off the top of my head.
Well, it depends on how big a fall do you want to go for. Like,
well, I mean, remembering back to like Anthony Stokes coming from
Arsenal.
From Arsenal.
Yep.
We've also, had a few. I'm trying to think from like Chelsea or anything like that. Have we had anyone in our Man United?
Well, Tom Tywell went for Chelsea to Hibs. No, he didn't. He kind of dropped down, ended up at Hibs.
There was that keeper that ended up at Hibs as well. Yves Makalambe was a Chelsea player.
Was he?
At one point, aye.
We mentioned Michael Stewart from Man United. There were hundreds coming out of that Man United thing.
This would be a good commenter, but can you
Was
remember?
there not Liam someone?
Well, you got the boy Barker at Hibs at the moment as well from Man City.
Yeah, I don't think he'll go much higher. Patrick Roberts, I suppose.
Patrick Roberts from Man City.
Fell from Man City, but then again, he's still a class act. He plays in the Champions League, so he's still good. Scott Sinclair came from Man City as well.
No, he came from Aston Villa.
Came from Aston Villa.
Did play for Man City at one point. But, are these big team trainees any good? Really? Well, he's now playing at Queen's Park Rangers and obviously barely playing if he's out on loan to Rangers. From one Rangers to another. Right. I posted on Sofamanager Instagram.
The badge was good. It took me ages to figure out what the hell was going on.
It was great. It was a wee morph of Queen's Park Rangers and the Rangers logo. I was told by... I was like, oh, have you heard the goss? Which every news outlet and social media channel was going with. And I was told it was patter.
Wow.
By one Rangers fan.
Quote unquote.
I'm sorry, right? See, on social media is I hate that phrase. Because I've seen good tweets from other guys and stuff having great banter, and they get into a bit of the comments, and it inevitably ends up in a comment about someone's mother, which is then labelled bleep patter.
Yep.
And it's you can't just say that. You're not the Lord of Banter to be dishing out that term. It frustrates me to no end, and it shows lack of argument on their part. Anyway, sorry, that's my mini rant.
That's usually me.
Well, yeah, sorry. Our grumpy old man rant, number 1 of the year.
Tick.
Check out our best of 2018.
Where's mine?
Coming soon. So also, of course, we spoke of earlier Lewis Morgan going to Celtic, £300,000.
Goodbye business.
When will we see him in a Celtic shirt?
Don't know. At the same time, they'll see Scott Allen.
Well, interestingly enough, actually, Liam Henderson, the forgotten man.
He's on his way out.
Had some interest from Östersunds of
Denmark,
I think.
Yes.
Which would be a great move because they're still in the Europa League, got to play Arsenal pretty soon. English manager there, I can't remember his name, but they've been a meteoric rise, so that'd be a great move. And Liam Henderson has played with Rosenborg.
Norway.
In recent times. Okay, tick. Good knowledge. So he has had some experience of Scandinavian football. Again, very much a forgotten man. So,
I wonder if that means John McGinn will be going the other way, going to Celtic.
Going to Celtic.
Too soon.
Does he need to wait for that Scott Brown retirement? I don't know.
It's a good replacement.
It would be a good replacement,
but I can't see Scott Brown retiring for another year or two.
No,
and I can't see McGinn hanging around Hibs for another year or two.
Depends on the money. Well, West Ham were apparently interested, and I was going, it's a bit strong.
That's a big kind of move. It's a big jump.
A very, very big jump.
And if they get relegated to the Championship, different story.
Yes, but I think that would definitely be more feasible. But you can't prepare for the Championship when you're in the middle of a Premier League battle.
It is David Moyes, though.
I know. Well, the last Scotsman they had there, Robert Snodgrass, wasn't he very helpful to them?
They'll pay £12 million for him as well.
It was something terrible. And he's now at Aston Villa doing kind of meh.
Not good.
We'll see him back at Livingston sometimes.
Probably. Maybe Dobie will do a tribute.
I know. Hibs and Hearts this week also competing over Australian internationalist Jamie McLaren from Darmstadt.
Nice.
So
is that German Bundesliga 2?
No, Darmstadt I think are Bundesliga, aren't they? Unless they got relegated last season.
I think they might got relegated. They're a tiny wee club comparatively.
I think they're still going. But I don't think he's getting much game time out there. I think he played quite well with Brisbane in years gone by. But his key stat on FIFA 18, 86 pace. So
we know that's a lie.
Well, he's obviously fast, so that would get you goals. And we know Australian strikers have done alright in our league, or an Australian striker. Maybe not at the weekend.
No, once upon a time.
Yes, so interesting race there between Hibs and Hearts. I'm pretty sure Hibs would be fuming if Hearts pinched another striker from underneath their nose. And Kyle Lafferty, of course, did his hair go grey this week?
Yes. It looks like one of these kind of AIs you would create on FIFA 06.
Oh yes, this was a tweet again from the @Sofamanager Twitter feed.
Dear God, man, I created you with FIFA feed. Better stats,
I think there is something to the Silver Fox look. I would love a bit of grey to go in my spiky hair. He seems to have gone
too far.
Yeah, it's a very bland video game grey.
He's looked at Philip Schofield and went, I want a piece of Wally Willoughby.
Yes. Yeah, that's weirdly what he kind of looks like now. Oh dear. Motherwell also signing a new striker, Curtis Main from Portsmouth. we'll wait and see whether he's the next Moult or not.
Probably not.
Probably not. His FIFA stats aren't great, but I'm sure Moult's weren't at the time. So you can tell where I get my scouting tools from. And the last bit of transfer news was Daniel Sturridge to Celtic on loan.
Aye, very good.
Needs game time.
Is this before or after Dembele leaves though?
Well, I know that the big stumbling block for Sturridge is he's on 125,000 a week, which I believe will be slightly beyond the means of Celtic.
That's probably the entire Celtic weekly budget.
Yes, it's probably not a million miles away.
Well,
but if he wanted some game experience and to bash in some goals,
it's the place to be.
Exactly. And we have had big moves in the past, like Robbie Keane coming up on loan.
Aye, but Freddie Ljungberg did it. Well, this was kind of swan song type, so it wasn't up for game time.
We kind of paid a lot of money for a big name just to... Roy Keane as well, didn't
it? It was to
really
sell the shirts, yeah. It's an interesting move for Sturridge. I don't know why he would do it, because he could do what was it Jack Wilshere did and go to Bournemouth, that kind of level. You're still relatively safe in the Premiership.
All that proved is that Jack Wilshere still looks average in a Bournemouth shirt.
He's looked better though. He needed kind of a dozen games not to get injured in.
That's true.
But I mean, if you can imagine Sturridge coming up and playing on the plastic surfaces up here, he would kick off.
But not that many. There's only Kelly,
Hamilton.
You'd only have to play once more, probably.
Unless Kelly finished in the top 6, which is 50-50.
I think it'd be interesting. It'd be very exciting. But again, the wages.
That's a big stumbling block.
Dembele, I think Tottenham were the main horse.
Well, this was Dembele for Dembele.
Well, were we going to get the other Dembele? That would be good.
That's a reasonable deal.
He's very, very highly rated down there. I know that a lot of the professionals say he's one of the best footballers they've played against. And that, you might not notice him on the park, but he does a lot.
He's off the ball. He's a bit like Scott Brown, but a lot better.
Don't mention off the ball, John. This is we've gone too far already. I think Moussa Dembele's not going to go this window. There's all this chat, but no.
I don't think it will. They've already been a big move. Coutinho's went to Barcelona. So
has that gone through yet?
Yeah, probably.
It'll probably have gone through.
Come on, Nike announced
this
it.
Upload. That is nuts. What, 140 million? He's got a year and a half left on his contract.
I wondered where Darren was tonight.
We're negotiating the deal. I would take 5% of that any day. So to round off, a bit of a new feature in what I'm going to call working title is the Sofamanager transfer tip.
Okay.
So pick a player that you think could be good for a Scottish football team. Prerequisite is he's probably not going to be in the league.
He hasn't been in the current league, so he can be in the league below.
Yeah, he could be in the league below or above. Yeah.
Right, Lewis Vaughan. Lewis Vaughan. Wraith Rovers.
That's an easy one. Where do you think we would land?
What with the Premiership? Really quite easily.
So Lewis Vaughan, striker or winger for Wraith Rovers?
Striker for Wraith. Banging them in for fun. He looks really, really good. I'm surprised no one moved for him in the summer. He effectively kept Dumbarton up single-handedly. Him and I think his name is Ali Love. Two of them are roasting. Destroyed Falkirk, if I remember right.
And sent his own team down.
Yep.
And weirdly didn't get a move at that point.
Yeah, I thought
it was bizarre.
Particularly Falkirk at the time were needing a new striker, and he would have been ideal. Have to pay a fee, and they're bored.
But they would have actually had to recruit, and that would have been putting some effort in somewhere.
He lived over a river, and
it was going to be tricky. That's a good one. Do you want to know mine?
Yeah.
Charles Adam.
Oh, back up the road.
Charlie Adam. Watching those FA Cup highlights over the weekend, and it was like Stoke. I was like, oh, why? Charlie Adam.
Yep.
Mind him. And also, Stephen Ireland would be another one, I think.
He's kind of disappeared. He's kind of disappeared. Yeah. James Collins as well for West Ham. Really good defender.
Forgotten. James Collins could be good for someone like Rangers. So Charlie Adam, key stats, 32 years old. I reckon he's probably got 3 years left in him. He doesn't need much knees for the way he plays.
Nah, he's a bit like Nico Kranjčar, only fitter, slightly.
Slightly. Obviously his best skills, long range passing and free kicks. So it could be a good wee playmaker. And remember how much of a boss he was for like Blackpool.
Yeah, no, he's a cracking player. He's very underrated.
He is. I would have him in a kind of wealthy mid-Premiership team because the wages, maybe a Ross County or something if they could afford the
Hibs or Hearts.
Yeah, Yeah, maybe a Hibs or Hearts.
Aye, I think he'd be quite good, especially at Hibs. I think he would suit the style. He would
Aye.
absolutely boss it in the midfield. Him and McGinn.
That would be ridiculous. That the passing distribution would just be insane.
You just stand in the centre circle and just ping it.
And if they could get Jason Cummings back up the road as well.
Ah, well, that's possible.
Well, he didn't feature against Arsenal.
Well, another one coming out of Norwich would be not Norwich, Nottingham.
Get your mind off Norwich, man.
Is that Alan Partridge?
I thought you were going to say Pardew.
Whoa, no. But Barry Mackay may be coming back up the road.
Oh, aye, I've seen him featured.
I'll tell you, if Rangers would take him back, I would take him back at Rangers.
Oh, aye.
He's absolutely brilliant. I still can't get over he left.
Well, everyone was in utter baffled by the fee that they got from it at the time. Didn't make any sense. So, no, I guess that rounds off our news and our transfer chat.
Yes.
So, of course, with the Premiership not featuring at the weekend, we got a chance to focus on the lower leagues,
Hooray.
which was actually quite nice. You know, shifted focus a little bit. It was kind of the B team, and you know, Richard Gordon had even taken a day off, which I don't think I've ever seen happen.
Like Neil McLeod.
So I think it's best to start with the most exciting game, which was, of course, St Mirren against Inverness. No.
Nah. Well, I guess I went out the road, I suppose.
Well, a little tale to tell, shall we say. I am the assistant announcer at Falkirk Football Club. So it's my job to usually kind of press the buttons for the tunes and stuff like that. Had a wee phone call to say Stirling Albion needed some help at the weekend. I was like, ooh, what do I choose here? I'll go with the Stirling. I'll go and help them out because they're probably going to get pumped. You know, they didn't play well against Dunfermline. It looked very bad.
Yep.
They're probably going to get pumped. So I go to Stirling Albion, think quite happy. 2-1 up. 6-1. Full-time score at the Falkirk Stadium. What on earth went on, John?
Oh, it was incredible. They started off all guns blazing. I could hardly believe it.
Scored a goal. And
Scored more than one goal.
Up Dundee United.
That was lazy defending, shall we say. Billy King just
I
goes.
don't think defending actually existed in this game.
No, it did.
Did
To be
it?
fair, it did, yeah.
Not
We
from the
started
highlights.
really, really, really good going forward. So I was playing in the hole between the midfield and the strikers was
Well played there.
different class.
I must admit, the front three kind of looked otherworldly. Longridge was just...
He was on fire, but by that point in the Dundee United defence, and my comments about Tam Scobie rang true.
Yes.
Hopeless.
Well, my question is, Tam Scobie obviously a Falkirk lad.
Just helping us out.
Conspiracy theory,
Helping us out a wee bit.
Because there was a few goals that you looked at the highlights, and he just...
Oh, the both Longridge goals, he just cuts inside and Tam Scobie's just left
He
standing.
goes the wrong way. The other centre half's looking like, oh, there's a big gap. And
It's
Longridge, credit to him, keeps his composure and finishes excellently.
Oh.
Something I think no one else in the Falkirk team could. Apart from the new boy, who's the sixth goal, was absolutely sensational at the back post.
To absolutely rifle it in.
Yes.
I mean, to be fair to him, because I was at the...
Is it
That kinda-
Robson?
No, it was the other guy. I wrote it down.
Dun,
Oh, it's
dun,
Robson.
dun, dun.
Aye.
Professional analysis here. That's Sofamanager.
The Lowy double kid, Grant's head at the back post, Tumbley's to make it 2-1, and Robson as well. Aye, because that was the defence
Picture
just
finish.
disappeared out of absolutely nowhere, and we were kind of going, this is almost like watching Falkirk. It's the opposite way round.
The roles have been reversed.
Dundee United were so lethargic, it was unreal. They could not be bothered.
Maybe they're eager for a wee holiday abroad,
I
joining
don't
the
know,
rest
but
of them.
I tell you, Shabba, that's two big games now, right? The St Mirren game and the game against Falkirk, and they just haven't coped at all. And that's 6 points, massive 6 points that they've lost, and that's now St Mirren 6 points ahead.
6 points
Funnily
ahead.
enough,
Dundee United one game in hand, and you would have fully expected to get them those 3 points back, but it's
it's away to Queen of the South, and
Anything
you're
can
kind of looking at
happen.
them now going, oh, and it's a wee bit of anxiety because they need to go up. There's nothing like kind of ifs, buts, and maybes for them.
a couple injuries for them. I know Fraser Fivey's out.
Five is
injured,
out, and Scott Fraser.
Yeah, Scott Fraser. You're two quite big players for them. I know they're looking to replace them in the window to try and keep up their.
I mean, they
their
replaced.
push.
They brought in a fullback from Watford who played. He looked dreadful. That boy will never play for Watford.
To be fair, it's his first game. It takes a wee while to set.
Honestly, it was so over the place. It was unreal. He couldn't pick up his man. He wouldn't track back. He kept getting skinned. You're thinking, this is unbelievable.
No,
Like, we looked really good. I mean, you were playing against really quite a fragile team.
But I know that a lot of the comments after the game it wasn't because Dundee United were bad, it was because we were brilliant, and I was going...
It's a bit of both. We were good, no doubt, but...
I think the defending was absolutely horrendous from Dundee United, and they just, after 2 or 3 goals, completely capitulated.
They knew the game was up after 2-1.
Absolutely, but Falkirk with that's kind of 4 new faces in the team now.
4 new faces, and another 2 or 3 supposed to arrive. He's got ready quite a few.
Is it confirmed that Karen Miller have left?
Well, they weren't in the squad. They were never to be found, which is... It's had a bit of backlash from Mr. Andy Rodgers on Twitter, ex-Falkirk player. I can't remember who else he played for. I think he played for Ayr.
Right.
I remember he used to play for me at Brockville. That's
Right,
what I remember.
okay.
He's good pals with Miller and Kerr.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, once a person says one thing,
there's
an opinion on the other side, and it's caused a bit of a stramash.
Yes.
My view on it all is that the pair of them are past it.
Yes.
And, you know, there's, say, $1,000 in wages that these guys are stealing. Well, not stealing, but, you know, that's part of your budget that you really shouldn't be spending on these guys. They're not adding nothing to the team.
Yes.
And Hartley's proved already with Louis Longridge, who's came in, and he's a lot better than Miller.
He's a Premiership
He's more mobile.
player.
More mobile. That's all that really kind of matters at this stage. 2 new full backs, this other striker up front, who from Sunderland, who just looked unbelievable. I felt really bad he didn't get a goal. He had a few chances, and I was like, he just deserved it. But we'll see what happens. I don't know who else is going to go out the door. Cragen probably, and 2 or 3 coming in. I don't know where. I don't know what position.
We lost. Cameron Blue's out on loan.
Blues
Liam
away.
Henderson, HENDO, our famous chant.
Sadly away.
Completely kaput after 1 game.
Shepherd at Edinburgh City.
Nathan Austin to Inverness.
Injured.
He came off in 9 minutes at the weekend.
LOL.
To be honest, that's probably a benefit for Inverness rather than a hindrance.
Like Baird and Austin never worked at Falkirk.
Well, my comment on one of the Inverness kind of feeds was you do not need another ex-Falkirk striker that can't find the back of the net.
Yep.
And again, I think Baird missed a pretty good chance at the weekend for Inverness.
A
chance they could sorely afford to miss.
Well, Bishop scored a hat-trick each on Tuesday night.
Now that we say it, exactly. But of course, Inverness St Mirren getting their narrow victory against Inverness at the Paisley 2021 Arena, my favourite stadium name to say. Pretty narrow margin of victory, but I think Morgan was kind of on form. Inverness have started to shift a few bodies as well.
I think they'll go through the same process as what we're going through.
Well, they're in a bad spot right now. I mean,
I don't know how they're looking financially. It wasn't great at the beginning of the year.
Right.
They got a massive cash injection from external sources.
I think they needed it, didn't? And then the stadium thing as well.
Yeah, so we'll see how they get on.
I
don't know if I rate John Robertson as a manager or not.
He's not getting much out of these players. Seems like David Raven's left. He must have been there for yonks.
Yeah, he left not long ago, a couple of days.
Yeah, it was very, very recent. And then Alex Cooper, one of the wingers as well, didn't really
Neither wonder.
add much. So they're going through a big transition as well. But it seems that it's kind of working. But you question whether the likes of this Inverness and these Falkirk rebuilds should have happened in the summer.
The Falkirk one should have happened in the summer.
Yes.
But you had a stubborn manager at the time who refused to put any effort in.
Well, I think you also had a board refusing to give him anything.
I don't know. I think there was a bit of kind of... You can imagine Houston going into the back boardroom at the beginning of the season going, this is what I need, and this is what I want to kind of do with it. They love went, right, operate within this parameter, fine. There would have been absolutely no fight back whatsoever from Houston. And guarantee Hartley's went in there and went, right, if you want me to keep these up, I need this gone, completely and utterly gone, and let me do my own thing. And look at the benefit.
The news as well, obviously, was Jimmy Nichols jumped ship to Rangers.
That's just paving the way for Michael O'Neill to go to Rangers in the summer.
Well, Michael O'Neill again in the news this week.
He's already starting rumours that he's not going to take the Scotland job. He's going to Rangers.
Apparently he's hacked off at the way the Scotland thing has been dealt with.
Neither wonder.
Rumour was he's holding out for Southampton or Stoke.
Well, he might get the Stoke job.
Might get the Stoke job. Well, I think Southampton's a bit preemptive, isn't it? Because he's not been fired yet. Has he? I can never tell. There's so much.
I couldn't even tell you who the Stoke manager is.
Well, nobody, because Mark Hughes got fired. Well, you've been talking about the Southampton. It's that Argentinian bloke. Has he not got the same second name as the guy for Tottenham? Because
Pochettino.
Yes, I think his name's Pochettino.
Is it? No idea.
You'll tell us how wrong we are.
Yeah, no doubt.
So. Aye, but looking brighter, of course. 2 wins in the last 3 for Falkirk, which is a pretty good record.
Within 3 Dumbarton now, so.
Aye, and they scored the same amount of goals as they have in 9 games.
Yep.
9 games. My goodness. But yes, they're still second last.
Yeah.
So, all this has done them no good. Also in the Championship, Brecon got a point. Hey!
No.
It doesn't matter. We got 3.
That doesn't matter.
We got 3. So well done, Brecon against Moran. They'll be pretty... Well, Luca Gasparotto, another
There you
Falkirk
go.
man playing there, so we can identify that as the source of the problem.
Sir Bob got the goal though.
Oh, McHugh.
Yep.
Falkirk players littering the league.
I don't know. We're sorry.
Yeah, they should be. Livingston as well, I think, lost out to Queen of the South, did they?
Yep, 1-0. Chris Kane.
Who seems to be going back to St Johnstone.
The chance. I think he's been doing quite well.
You think?
Yeah. Him and Dobby have been looking quite good.
I think he's quite enjoyed playing alongside Dobby as anyone would, to be honest. So 23. St Johnstone actually have quite a lot of striking options, so I don't know how that would pan out for them. We'll wait and see. Was there any other games in the Championship this weekend?
Just the Dunfermline game against Dumbarton, which was a 1-0, but
1-0. Pretty narrow.
Joe Cardle getting the goal.
Dunfermline, I think, are looking to be quite proactive in the market as well, try and get their playoff push sorted.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really tight for... I still think it'll be St Mirren and United top 2. It's hard
I think that's hard to argue.
It's quite hard to decipher who's going to go where, because I think there's manager movements to be had.
Ooh, for who?
Both.
St Mirren? Well, I guess it depends on the success.
The way this is going, Jack Ross is going to be in high demand around about February time. Quite whether he goes or stays, who knows. And Shabba, like I say, I'd be concerned. I don't think he's up to much.
They've gone through good spells and they've gone through bad spells. Like when he arrived,
you get the manager bounce for the most part.
Well, it didn't happen when Hartley came to Falkirk.
I mean, his interviews were a slaver and mess the last couple of ones. It was like,
who's Shabba Laszlo? Well, you know,
horrendous.
Language barrier.
No, it was just so incoherent, and it was like, what were you trying to get across there? Not even like broken English. It was just noise. Like, that would frustrate the crap out of me. Like,
he's got a good record behind him. He's got a bit of a random team. Not gonna lie,
it's a random team. It's a random team for him in particular. Why would they come to Dundee United in that manner with that squad? It doesn't make sense for him.
A lot of pressure because they desperately need to get back up into the Premiership.
I think he assumed it was going to be an easy kind of gig. Big Dundee United in little Championship.
Well done, St Mirren, for pushing them on.
Yeah, aye.
And I think that was the key thing about the Morgan deal, is they had to keep him. But they took as well from Livingston one of their star men recently on loan. It's not Pittman.
It's not Buchanan.
We'll come back to you with that one as well.
Yeah, that'll be a comment somewhere as well.
Yeah, we don't know anything. They took one of their star men, so that's a really strong... And Gavin Riley as well is now on, 20 goals for the season?
17.
Again, Falkirk, a striker that was available in the summer.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been happy with that, but...
You wouldn't even happy with that?
Nah.
Really?
Play for Dunfermline.
20 goals later, pal. 20 goals later.
His record up to that point was rank rotten, let's be honest.
Well, it's no anymore.
It's not anymore.
Well done for taking the punt there, St Mirren. So I think I would agree with you, St Mirren Dundee United to kind of top that. Do you think Falkirk can now mount a playoff challenge?
No, I think we'll see what happens in the next 3 or 4 games. They're away to Inverness Tuesday night, away to Morton Saturday.
2 away on the bounce.
And then it's the Scottish Cup as well, which is away to Livingston. That's 3 tough away games. A lot of kind of expectancy, I suppose, that we're going to get a few goals, but this is us, we're back.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's a long road back. It's a long road back.
In our position, yes, you just humped the second best team in the league on paper. But you can't take that for granted. That could have happened to anyone.
To get back into contention, realistically, they'd have to go 10 unbeaten.
Yes, and you would have to kind of hope results elsewhere kind of go your way as well, which is unlikely in this league. But stranger things have happened.
Yes, on Netflix as well.
At this stage, if we finish 8th, I'll be a happy man.
Aye, as long as they're clear of Dumbarton, I think.
Yeah, that's possible, actually.
I mean, looking at the trends in the table. John's kindly put together this Excel spreadsheet.
With nothing else to do.
I'm sure a graphical representation of this will go up on the website sometime.
Yeah.
It's all kind of stayed status quo. It looks like the top two are just vying with each other. And then you've kind of got, Dunfermline, Queen of the South.
They all kind of mix up between sort of 3rd and 8th. 7th even.
I think anyone Inverness and down is kind of not really in contention.
Yeah, you feel like Inverness are close, but the squad isn't good enough. You just know the squad is not good enough to actually break into the top 4, so you discount them a little bit. But you're looking at Queens, Morton, Dunfermline as your 3 kind of players, 3 kind of teams that are going to be like 4th, 3rd, 4th.
I think if you look at it, Dunfermline seem are going to make more of a push than Queen of the South, I think. Queen of the South just end up where they end up. They're
a little bit like Morton, or a 5th place team, and that's that.
Morton haven't been good enough this season for me. They haven't had...
They've not got the same kind of spark that they had even last season.
No. A few of their players haven't quite lived up to their high potential. So, all hotting up. Very exciting in the championship.
Indeed.
The quality of the games is still duff. But by the by, in League One, seems to be between Ayr United and Wraith Rovers.
It is.
With Ayr United stumbling a little bit the weekend there.
They did. It was quite dramatic, shall we say. But Arbroath went down to 10 men. It was only about 10 minutes to go.
Right.
And then Arbroath actually got the winner.
Oh, no.
2 minutes to go. At Somerset as well, so that puts...
I know.
I think that's Wraith at least 3 points ahead.
Wraith are 3 ahead, I believe. Yeah.
And 2 games in hand. And they play Ayr at Kirkcaldy on Saturday.
In a 6-pointer.
Oof, promotion 6-pointer. So, that pretty much, it could sort the league.
That Ayr were in the driving seat. Ayr
have scored more goals.
Have they?
Yep.
Well, they're now, of course, the only professional side in the league.
No, both are full time.
Oh, are Wraith full time?
Yeah.
Oh, well, good thing they're both the top 2 then, isn't it?
Well, yes. I'll tell you, I wouldn't want to play either of them in the playoffs.
No.
I think
that's the thing, they're effectively championship teams.
There's a stick on that they'll probably get promoted one way or another. The teams below them, it's all just a mismatch, as it always goes.
I know. Well, I know Stranraer have been really struggling in League One, especially financially. They've had to... I think they're trying to cut a few players loose. Their
captain went to Ayr.
Oh, did he?
During the week, so...
Well, Balatoni out of contract with Falkirk. So
I thought he was going to go to Ayr as well, but I think this signing Stranraer's captain's kind of put that in the back burner. That would be a fair wage.
That would be. Yeah, I think he'd go back into the captain's belt. Looks like Forfar have had quite the rise.
I think they had a struggle last season.
Up to 3rd.
Peterhead as well. I don't know if
they were behind at the weekend and then came back to sensationally. Was it
the highest paid plumber in Scottish football?
Aye, well, McAllister.
Yeah,
they're down in League 2 though, aren't they?
I think they are.
Yeah, Peterhead League 2. That was Stennismuir, and Stennismuir are not a bad team.
Stennismuir, I had a look sort of earlier on in the season, and they were mid-table. Now they started creeping up. Stirling Albion were top of the league for a while, and they've started to kind of creep down. I wonder why.
Hey Paul, we need you to do something else. 0 wins and 7.
Yes.
I swear, there's something about me. As soon as I'm working at a football match, the team just
like, Paul's not enjoying it.
They're like Falkirk are like that Amarillo. The queue just wasn't quite right. It was a few seconds late. It just felt sloppy, and that just affects the whole performance. Stirling Albion, top, boom. And that at the weekend, I was at the game. 2-0 victory against Berwick Rangers was their first win in 7 games, which is bizarre. I know the fans weren't too happy, but some interesting things actually about that Stirling Albion game. Number one, right. Bobby McRory in goal for Berwick Rangers, brother of the infamous Ross McRory. Ross McRory? Yes. So are they twins?
No, they're brothers.
There can't be much of an age difference then.
2 or 3, I think. 2 or 3 years. No, I'll be less than that.
Well, the good news is Robbie McRory was pretty honking.
Was it? No, that's good.
But not as honking. Actually, who's in goals for Falkirk at the weekend?
It wasn't Robbie Much. It was Robbie Thompson.
Robbie Much was horrendous against Dunfermline.
He's a former Rangers Academy player, if I remember.
Really?
He's terrible.
What are Rangers doing? Like between Fraser Aird, Luca Gasparotto.
It always happens though. These big academies punt out these kind of absolute rotten players.
Absolutely bizarre. But another big star for Berwick Rangers, number 22, Marcus Godinho.
Wow.
What a name. It didn't live up to it, but it did look very foreign and exotic. I'll give him that. So no, I must admit, I've seen a couple of League Two games now. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
They're pretty good. You know what you're going to watch when you go,
You do.
which is nice.
But you kind of admire that they are amateur. Well, they're not amateurs. They're semi-professional.
They're semi-pros, aye. You can accept their kind of mistakes and everything.
Yeah, but you can see the kind of effort and also the enjoyment as well. Like 2 goals the weekend there for Darren Smith, who's got I think like 17 for the season. You think, what a thing on the weekends to have 600 people screaming your name and stuff like that. What an amazing feat that is. And I think you feel more kind of connected in that sense. And I must admit, the atmosphere there is probably stronger than it is than 5,000 folk at the Falkirk Stadium.
Probably.
To the point I have to read a absolutely massive directive before the match about bad language and the persistent use of it, because it's been that bad at recent games. And you can hear it from the other side of the pitch. Like, it's unbelievable. So no, good for them. I must admit, one of their better players, number 11 for Stirling, Ross Kavanagh, I saw at Falkirk in the Betfred Cup, and I thought he was the worst player I've ever seen in my life.
As I was a pre-season.
Yeah, he couldn't cross the ball for toffee, and now he's absolutely fantastic. But I never really understood people going to these matches before. I was very much, I would only go and see a team if they were in the Premiership, but I can kind of see the way. So credit to these people that go to the junior football and stuff, though.
Bonus is quality for a game of football.
Well, I think that's what they're talking about, is the Ayrshire as well. The junior league's stronger than... I know I used to have a lot of pals that used to play in midweek.
Junior football,
get,
aye.
600-700 people to a junior match.
The Bonus are playing quite well. You can get a fair amount of people through their games. I've got a couple of times a season.
Have you heard of the big signing in the junior leagues, though, recently?
Ian Black.
Soul
coach. It would be soul coach.
It shows he's keen on his football, isn't it? Well, can he gamble on it now?
I
I think he probably can.
Probably
can. Yeah, I bet you Tam Scobie had a bet on Falkirk at the weekend, that's all I'm saying.
-2 or -3 handicap.
Going to the Italian leagues. But...
Did you see that though?
What?
We're going off topic. Mourinho accusing Conte of match fixing when he was at Siena.
Really?
Yeah. He was charged for it, but he was never found guilty. I know that's off topic, but that rang a bell.
See, every time you hear about an Italian like that, you're always sceptical.
Yes.
Mourinho's absolutely lost it. I think League 2 though, Montrose are still leading the way there.
Yep.
Saw them the other week as well. He had the chubbiest striker I've ever seen in my life. I think he's the top scorer in the league, which I actually like to see a chubster every now and then. Provides a bit of variety in the game.
It does. It's almost like seeing Conrad Logan.
That's true. He was very chubby. But wouldn't it be great though if you had like a...
He was playing the third round of the FA Cup today.
Was he? It was littered with ex-Aberdeen players like Stockley, missed sitters, left, right and centre for Exeter. You had Jane Madison. Jack Grimmer scored for...
Coventry.
Yes.
2-1 win over someone, Stoke Noise.
We sold him to Fulham for like 400 grand. And everyone was like, who? Because he'd barely played for Aberdeen, so he's found himself there now. Cracking goal.
Our £1 million player to Norwich, Conor McGrandles. Sure, he was playing for MK Dons.
Was he?
Or he has been playing quite regularly. Because so's Peter Pollitt.
Peter Pollitt, baby.
I'm sure there was another ex-Scottish related player.
I actually quite enjoyed the FA Cup highlights this weekend.
I watched the... What did I watch? The early game on Saturday.
Who was playing there?
Good question. That's still completely went out of my mind. And I watched Newport County beat Leeds.
Leeds. There's a lot of games on telly between like a West Ham game, Arsenal obviously punted out by Nottingham Forest.
No. Not by the end of... No, not by the end of Wenger.
No, nothing brings the end of Wenger.
Nah.
I think they were absolutely slating Mertesacker when he was like just beside them getting interviewed by Arsenal TV.
What was the early game I watched on Saturday?
Was it a big team?
I can't remember. I remember I watched the full Torino versus...
I saw you tweeting about that.
Who were they playing? Cagliari.
Oh.
Was it Cagliari? I can't remember. I was spaced out.
Do we need to get you a wee appointment here?
I've had so many painkillers over the last 48 hours, it's unreal.
Let's go through it. Liverpool-Everton was the first game.
Watched the highlights.
Right, so you didn't see that one?
Nah.
So the next game would have been on what, BT?
I'm going to have to Google this.
Was it a Premier League team?
I honestly can't remember.
Wasn't it Newcastle Luton?
I didn't watch it. I am amazed that Newcastle won that game.
7,500
Yeah, I kind of wondered.
Luton fans. 7,500 Luton fans. And bear in mind how far away it is from Newcastle. It's absolutely sensational travelling support from them.
It was Borough against Sunderland.
Oh, right. I didn't even know that was on telly.
Sure, it was on telly.
Borough.
Middlesbrough
Oh!
beat Sunderland 2-0.
Oh, did they? Oof.
Oof, indeed.
Sunderland. Well, they've kind of been getting back to a better place. Well, half the team's now gone to Falkirk, so.
True.
Or they're under 23s at least. See, I don't know if our Scottish Cup's going to be as interesting, because it's nice to see all these other teams from England get a bit of a mention, like Nottingham Forest, Norwich, Coventry, Exeter.
They're talking about it a lot. I know we're well off topic from where we were, but
we're done with our lower league analysis. We don't know any of the players' names.
Big leagues now. I don't know. There's that big debate with the FA Cup down there. Is it worthwhile anymore? Has it got the same glamour? Of course it hasn't. The Champions League dominates the top four until they get booted out.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I'm amazed that Arsenal got booted out today. I thought they would have took it very serious.
I know. Well,
that's their only way into Europe next season.
Danny Mullen, the St Mirren player, by the way.
Now to Google that as well.
Yeah, I was just flicking through the Instagram. Yeah, I think it's got significance for smaller teams. And you look at the likes of when Wigan won it, when Swansea won it, Southampton very nearly and probably should have won it. Portsmouth.
They won it. Harry Redknapp was the last English manager to win the FA Cup. In fact, last British manager.
See, that
was 2008.
That is of huge significance to those clubs. If you're like a Man United, an Arsenal, a Chelsea fan, you're an Arsenal fan. On the other hand, it's a different story.
It's a curious one as well, though. If they always go, it's a big giant killing, right? So there's Newport beat Leeds.
Well, you can always tell that the BBC are absolutely gutted when there's no non-league teams in the round. They've practically
because
lost
it's cheap
interest.
as anything to put the game on the telly.
Well, that as well, when they're hoping for the massive giant.
Yeah,
as has happened a lot over the years.
They've gotten really this round anyway.
Well, giant killers of the League Cup, Bristol City, were put out by Watford, wasn't it?
Don't know, but they'll be playing midweek. They'll be playing
City.
Man City.
Fear the worst there, because even Man City's B-string team could still finish in the top four.
Every chance.
In the Premier League. So
absolutely destroyed. Eventually, Burnley 4-1.
It was a valiant. It was a cracking goal from the boy Barnes, though. He was actually a pretty decent striker.
Didn't see that. I just seen the Gundogan back heel for Agüero.
That was one of these goals.
Filth.
That you're like, yeah, there's nothing you could have done there. Absolutely nothing.
But it's the fact that it's like, why did I never see that all the time? Because it's such an obvious thing to do, but it's such a brilliant thing to do as well.
I think
you have to know the guy's running and to get the right.
There's a lot of luck. There's a lot of kind of nous. There's a lot of understanding involved in that goal.
Yep.
And if anyone else tried that,
you just look stupid.
You would. And even Agüero, he went round the keeper and finished immaculately. And Jayden Stockley had a very, very similar chance in the Exeter City game and smashed it off the post.
Yes.
And the goal was wide open, and you think that is the difference between Sergio Agüero and Jayden Stockley. There's a good title for our show, eh? But the Scottish Cup, it's basically if Celtic are put out by somebody, it gets exciting. Otherwise,
it's pretty. You know what's going to happen. I have no idea who they've got. They're at home.
Are they even in it this round?
Yes, because Rangers are in it. Aberdeen are in it. You're still playing on Friday night.
Maybe. Oh, St Mirren, is it?
Yeah.
That's a
tough
tricky
game.
tie. Because see if Aberdeen aren't firing on all cylinders.
I give on it. St Mirren's a good game.
Could lose that. Aberdeen have had a spate of actually quite good cup campaigns, but in previous times have been knocked out at pretty early stages.
Are Rangers?
I like to think Dunfermline one year.
Are Rangers away to Fraserburgh?
Oh, they'll be used to that. They've come up through the lower leagues. Yeah.
I don't care how I get to Peter Reid in a long bit.
They've been there before. We'll have a wee preview of
yes,
that
we
when
will.
it comes.
I'm now racking my brain for obscure fixtures and that. And it's like,
most of this is just like, who's that? What team are we talking about again?
I promise I am from around here.
Aye. Who's in the bottom of League 2? Just coming back to our...
Cowden, Edinburgh City, and Clyde.
Clyde, how the mighty have fallen.
Lol.
Poor Clyde were up for a Premier League team at one point, and they've just...
Clyde in 03-04, I remember this vividly.
The only thing you do remember vividly.
I don't know why I remember it, it's just the funniest thing I've ever seen. I mentioned it before when it was between them and Inverness for promotion, right?
Yep.
and they were convinced they were getting promoted. And this is at a time we need a 10,000 seater stadium,
Aye.
and they laid all the foundations for 2 end stands, and they didn't get promoted.
Financial misery ensued, I think,
and there's been a downhill spiral ever since. Never mind.
I don't expect any of the Lowland League or the Highland League teams to come up.
I remember that game as well, actually, for something else.
For what?
Oh, they'd built a new Asda. I can't remember if it was an Asda or a Tesco in Cumbernauld. So they had the kind of promotion people out in the park. So it was like, it was an Asda, and they were like, right, to the other Clyde fans, give me an A, give me an S. The other team was like, give me an A. Or the Falkirk was like, give me a T, give me an E,
SEO.
give me an SEO. And she was like, what does it spell? Let's go.
That doesn't really pan out the way they quite hoped.
There was more Falkirk fans than Clyde fans at the game.
Brutal.
Oh,
Absolutely brutal.
Funny as anything.
So there we go. The number one worst thing the Falkirk fans have ever done is chanting
We've-
Tesco at the
we found our worst
Asda.
chant.
There we go. So I think we'll round off now, shall we?
Yes.
With our new feature, John.
Yes.
Previously predictions.
No, I kind of gave up on that.
we never did that well. We never kept track of it because we never did that well.
No.
Darren tended to do better.
Yes.
But we were a bit rubbish. So what we're going to have is a more focused look this time.
Yes.
So focus on football, or
But
Glam Ties was your original title.
I was going to go for Höhepunkte der Woche.
Okay, which translates loosely to
Something around highlight of the week
highlight of the week. I like that.
in German. So we might do that. That might be the name. But
Yeah.
we'll broaden your horizons and we'll give you a new name every week.
I'm sure I'll get
In
a
a different
Facebook
language.
message for the Shields family any minute. See if they like it or not.
Der Woche.
Yeah. So what games are we going for this week, John?
Well, I stayed closer to home. I went for the Inverness v Falkirk game on Tuesday night.
Ooh, is this a rearranged fixture?
Yes. Postponed early December. Really bad weather. It was just
Sadly won't be faced off against my former player Nathan Austin, who will be injured.
Yes, hamstrings, cold weather, doesn't work.
No. It could be a bit of a makeshift Inverness side, actually.
This will finish 0-0, no question.
Whatever happened to like Seedorf and that Zusman that was playing so well at the start of the season? for them?
Zuseman is injured.
That's a shame. He was one of the better players.
He ran out of Zeus. He ain't no Greek god.
No Dr. Zeus. There we go. But moving on. I do not know. I wonder if this 6-1 victory for Falkirk's a bit of a false
Dawn.
a bit of a Trojan horse, yes.
Yeah.
Because that performance against Dunfermline with the same team wasn't good. And
There was a dark cloud over that game.
yes, and I think
Aye.
once you put 4 past Dundee United, the switch had gone off at that point.
Well, yeah, we'll see how it goes. And it could go either way. Like I say, nothing each. Inverness can't score, and we've already scored all our goals for the season. So.
Yeah, I know that.
0-0.
But see, I feel that could be ridiculous on the back of a 6-1 victory for us to go, meh, Trojan horse, meh,
It's like-
false dawn. It's a bit sceptical, isn't
Keep
it?
your feet on the ground, that's all it is.
Do you know what? I think Falkirk... See, it's a long journey to Inverness, and it is going to be -10.
Yeah.
Genuine actual temperature. It could be postponed again.
Yeah, fair enough.
Our featured game this week. Postponed.
It's
I
a good
think,
start.
I think 2-0 Falkirk, because Inverness are just a bit of a lacklustre side for me, and I think that momentum has to carry forward to something.
Yeah, every chance.
I don't like Hartley still to this day. I don't think he's...
I'm growing to him. I was neither here nor there with him, to be honest. He had a terrible squad. It didn't look all that great, but his signings have so far looked quite good. So we shall see.
We shall see. So,
Yours? What's your highlight of the week?
highlight of the week. Oh, was I supposed to pick a game? I did not know that. I think is there not quite a good Atletico Bilbao game going to happen?
As he frantically scraps his phone.
Yes, against someone else.
Just for context, folks, that says we'll pick 2 games each. It didn't matter where they were in the world.
I thought you were going to pick 2
Why
games.
would I? No, it was like each.
Oh, I thought you meant 2 games.
Because hopefully one day Darren will be back.
Right, what's your second game, John?
Well, it's the Sheffield Derby on Friday night.
Oh, right. That's exciting.
Oh, yeah, it's something decent to watch on TV.
United and Wednesday.
Yes.
Are they both in the same league now?
They are. In fact, Sheffield United are flying. They've kind of tailed off a bit. They were in the promotion playoff spots. Sheffield Wednesday were totally my pick to win the league.
Really?
That didn't work out very well. They're kind of mid-table and rubbish, really. Full of Scottish players, that's why.
Who is Rhodes with them?
No, I think he's on the move again, apparently.
Is he?
Yeah.
A lot of people have been wanting him.
I think it was Fulham or something that was going to.
Really?
I wish we'll see. It's just something I'm amazed that the police have allowed it. I think it's one of the first derbies at Bramall Lane in many a year.
Is it?
Which will be absolutely cracking. Proper Friday night game.
Mm-hmm.
Traditional and all this kind of stuff. It's just two teams you'd love to see in the Premier League rather than being a championship fixture.
Well, I guess it's the same with the likes of Nottingham Forest and stuff this weekend, and Leeds. It's like, why haven't these teams maybe made that push?
You've seen other teams like Crystal Palace, Watford, Bournemouth. You could argue that maybe shouldn't be
historically much smaller sides.
Historically much smaller. They're there on merit, no doubt. Huddersfield as well, but you just want the really big teams in your big league, and you want the real derbies, like Portsmouth to come back. Have a proper South Coast derby.
They've got a long way to go.
They're on their way back, if you believe the chance.
They've got a really long way to go.
You found anything yet?
I've scrolled through Paris. I've scrolled through Bilbao. I'm now on Verona play Crotone on Sunday the 21st of January. Is that
I don't know if that's a derby.
That's a winter break though.
What?
If it's on Sunday the 21st of January.
There isn't a winter break in.
Don't know.
Well, they were playing yesterday.
Well, they're not playing until Sunday the 21st.
Roma got beat off Atalanta, I think.
Did they?
Bit of a shocker.
Atlanta haven't been playing as well. So, who do you think's going to win? Sheffield United or Sheffield Wednesday?
Oh, but Sheffield United win. I've got a soft spot for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Flynn used to play for him, so.
Oh, where's he playing now?
Oldham.
Oldham. Yeah, they're treads random English sides.
There was somebody else wanting to go to Oldham, and I thought that's really weird.
Oldham.
They had a Scottish relation again, but I can't remember.
Well, it looks like
Was that Jordan Rhodes? No, I would have been Jordan Rhodes. Who the fuck was going to Oldham? Yeah, somebody was going to Oldham. Oldham fans, let me know.
Yeah, which Scottish player from John's memory?
Oh.
Who used to play for Sheffield? They used to have quite good strikers. Chopra don't play with Sheffield United. Jagielka, of course, in their Premier League season.
Billy Sharp.
Yeah, Billy Sharp was a good.
Billy Sharp was a cracking player.
Kind of a bit of a floater in that league, though. I'll say one each. I'll be diplomatic.
Sorry, I'm looking for guys.
Anywho, I think we will round off the podcast there because we're waffling, we're wandering. I didn't even know how this feature was supposed to go, so it doesn't sound.
I mean, we didn't have a title till 5 minutes ago.
No,
so.
I know. This is not the most professional and slick way.
It's okay. It's January blues.
I don't get that January blues. Is everyone not supposed to be hyped for the new year?
New year, new me.
New year, new me. Exactly. Everyone's like,
No.
me in 2017 versus me in 2018.
I've got the cold and toothache. Well, new year, new me.
Well, I go back to work tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I guess wishing you a happy new year from myself, Paul.
Yes, happy new year, lads. Keep listening throughout the year.
Yeah, we will get better. We'll
Probably.
Start as we mean to go on. So, thank you for listening, and enjoy the next week of football. Bye-bye.
Bye.